Due to the graphic nature of this episode and the nature of the killer's crimes, listener discretion is advised. Suicidal ideation, sexual assault, rape, and violence all will be mentioned in this episode. May not be suitable for children or those who are easily triggered. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer. 2 weeks in a row.
What? Stop it.
Don't expect that every month or every week. Do not get used to this.
This is just a little present for you that we're 2 weeks in a row now.
It's an accident.
Before we even get started, I want to talk about this wine because I've not had wine since the last time we had it on the show. So, well, that's not true.
No, we didn't have one last time.
No, I was going to say last time we had it on the show, which was like 3 weeks ago, but that's not true.
But you had it at the Marshall game when you told
I told Bob a mouthful.
You told Bob a mouthful about Mike.
Yeah. So that wasn't true. Anyways, I'm excited about this because I've actually not had this kind.
Oh, really?
No, I've had the brand, but I've not had this kind.
Well, tell us what we're drinking tonight.
We're drinking a vintage. It's a vintage. It's a vintage Aldi Winking Owl at the wonderful price of like $6.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was like $4.99.
Okay, so at the wonderful price of $4.99.
We cheap up here.
The alcohol is 8%, so it's actually not. I mean, it's more than a beer. A beer's like 4.5, so it's like half a beer.
So we could like finish the whole bottle tonight. Cool.
Oh, I'm gonna spill it. Hold on. Here we go.
There's the pour.
You know how we feel about the pour.
We like the pour. The coo.
There's your pour.
There's yours. Okay,
right.
Are we ready?
Hold
Let's
on. Sniff it.
Okay.
I like it.
I like the smell. What is it? A Moscato. California.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
That is good. That's a little sweet.
But it's kind of dry at the same time. Like it's got a little...
It can be sweet. And
I think it's a good wine for us.
I think it's in our price point.
I think I like $4 wine.
I think it too.
I like $4 wine.
Martha is making our shirts. We have new shirts.
Go check out Blessed Threads on the Facebook.
Yeah, she's making our shirts. Super excited about that. I came up with the design.
It's awesome. It's the one we posted on the Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been trying to find somebody to make them. I would like to have. I guess we're gonna just take up like a t-shirt order.
Yeah, we're gonna let her do ours. See how we like them, and then we got one for our friend who we're going to see in Beckley. We've not announced that yet. We just keep you all like dangling on the thread.
Yep.
But got a pretty big thing coming up the end. I'm super excited about it. These headphones suck.
It's the Y. It's the
wire.
Y connection.
The wire.
I bought 2 of them, and it goes in and out, and then we can't hear on our headsets.
We're just going to take the headphones off.
I'm going to take the headphones off.
Yeah,
because it's really bugging me.
I know, but I really like the headphones.
I like the headphones because you can hear a lot better, and we can, like, if you're too close to the mic or far away, we're just so. Anyhow, until we have a actual producer, it is what it is.
It is what it
is what it is.
So last week was our 2-year anniversary, Elisa.
Yes, on the 14th.
That's crazy.
2 years we have been podcasting.
That's crazy that we've been doing this for 2 years. And how much fun have we had?
We've had a blast.
So I was at the Marshall game and saw my friend Jody, and she walks over to tailgate where we tailgate at, and we were over there, and she had her boyfriend with her. And she and I were talking, she was like, do you get, tired of me texting you about stuff?
No.
And I was like, absolutely
Jody.
not. And then her boyfriend, Jay, he was like, who is this? And Jan's one of her friends too. But Jody was like, that's Samantha from Watch for Deer podcast. And Jay turned around, he goes, she is such a fan of yours. I was like, she's my friend.
She's like, yes, she has. Yeah.
Yeah, she's my friend. So I don't think you can be a fan and friend. I think she's such a cheerleader for me.
She is.
She's such a cheerleader. So, but no, we never get aggravated with
we love
text
it.
and messages and stuff. No, we love those. I get one all the time from my friend Paula, who sends me like stuff all the time. But Marshall game, I had the best time Saturday, Elisa. I bet you we had at one point maybe 30 people at our tailgate.
Oh, wow.
We were cramped. Like, people were there. We were listening to music. We were all talking. We were eating. It was such a good time.
Just a good time.
It was I had the best time. My friend Melissa, she takes pictures down on the field. And I texted her and I was like, hey, look up this way, take our picture. I always do that.
Yeah.
And she didn't see me, but she was kind of close. And we all started screaming, Melissa. And she turned around, took our picture. It's such a good picture. Like, we're like, Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah, so it's one of my favorite things. I mean, I love the games. We only have 2 home games left, November 8th and November 29th. And that makes me very sad.
That makes me think it's going to be cold.
It just makes me so sad. But my friend V will be in from Colorado on November 29th, and I'm so excited. I can't hardly stand myself. I get so excited when V comes in and stays. But I want to ask you this. Have you seen, please tell me you've seen this, and I don't even know if I'm going to say the museum right just because, you know, Appalachia. Have you seen the heist at the Louvre?
Yes.
Did you see that? Did you see how? Hold on. How do you do that? Did you see what they did?
No, I didn't read about it.
They did in broad daylight. Oh, I love a good heist movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I don't like thieves or anything. Or,
right.
You know, that's terrible.
It's exhilarating.
It's terrible. But, like, which one was it? Pappy Van Winkle, which is a bourbon whiskey.
Yep, out of Kentucky.
Yeah, out of Kentucky. When they stole, like, the people who was working there was stealing all kinds of that stuff, and they had Pappy Van Winkle underneath tarps in their yard, and the police came through, and they're like, it smells like oak and whiskey here. Like, have you seen that? No. Anyways, so these guys dressed as construction workers with tools and everything went outside the Louvre and had a ladder.
Okay.
Put a ladder up to the wall. It's unbelievable. And they did it while it was open in broad daylight, Elisa.
This sounds very cinematic.
No, broad daylight. And they pretended to be construction workers, and they marched their hind-ends in there. They steal all kinds of priceless jewels. They steal Napoleon's wife's crown. They actually dropped it on the way whenever they were leaving or whatever, and broke it or something. Do you know what they got away on? Like, what they jumped on and took off in with all those jewels and got, Elisa, look at me, they got away. Scooters. They were on scooters. Elisa, they were on scooters.
They didn't even have like a big like Lamborghini or scooters.
Scooters. The only thing that would make this funnier, and I don't mean to lie, it was a heist. They stole like priceless jewels. I don't mean it like that. It is awful what they did. But scooters, not even a van, not even like a cover van, like a scooter.
A scooter.
And it took off.
Oh my gosh. I did see where it was.
They cut
robbed.
them. It was open. They opened up the glass, like they cut the glass, stole the jewels.
In broad daylight.
It was open in front of people.
That's ballsy.
Anyways, I said the only thing that would make this any funnier is if it was like teenagers. Because you think like it would be like somebody like super smart and like, you know, to
really
do something like that.
Planned it out.
No, if it was just a bunch of teenagers that were sitting in their basement,
that
got high, eating Cheetos, and be like, let's do this. And they just go the next day and they do it. And now they're sitting in their room eating Cheetos high again, and they're like, I don't know what to do with all these jewels. I'm going to jail, man.
How are we going to pawn these?
Well, they were actually talking, which is actually makes this very, very sad. They said they could break those apart, get the jewels out them, cut them, melt down the metal and everything within an hour if they wanted to. And that people would have jewels and all this, you know, precious metals and everything and not even know how rare it is and for it to never be found again.
That's
very
awful.
Sad.
That's
Yes.
history.
Yeah.
We know I'm a history buff, so
Yeah,
that's
so
awful.
I don't mean to make light of it because it is awful, but seriously, they left on scooters. Okay, another thing that would make it better. what if the scooters weren't even electronic and they had their little foot on the ground, like going, dun, 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 dun,
Trying to run.
yeah, trying to run.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyways, I've been watching that like crazy.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I did hear about that.
There's
Ringo is coming up here to
let
get
me
on the
move her.
party.
No, she
What's
wants-
up,
she wants
girl?
to hold her.
What's up, girl? Ringo is at the show. Welcome, Ringo.
Yes,
Ringo,
welcome,
so-
Ringo. Would you like some wine?
So I wanted to give a shout out to, there's a little, just homecoming season. We're like right in the midst of it. A lot of these schools have probably already had their homecoming dances.
I swear, I just like, not to interrupt you, because
You're
I know
good.
I do. I love homecoming season because my kids are older now, but looking at all the girls dressed up.
Dresses,
And I remember, doing that and how pretty you feel, and all of them smiling
feel like
so
a
big, and you
princess.
feel like a princess, and I just love seeing those pictures, like all of my friends on there and your kids. Oh, I just love it.
Yep.
Go ahead. They're beautiful. Girls, you all were beautiful.
Beautiful.
Guys, so handsome. So handsome.
So there's a place, I'm going to throw this out. There's a place that I'm going to tell you guys about, and you better write it down. So grab your pen, grab your pencil.
Not right now. You're driving.
If you're driving, don't. But I mean, you want to take this down.
Okay.
So in Catlettsburg, Kentucky, there is a place called Angie's Formal and Pageant Wear. And the owner of that place, her name is Gail, and she is the sweetest person you will ever meet. Now, she named the shop after her daughter because her daughter was in pageants and she was a cheerleader. But this is like a consignment shop for formal wear, and she carries all different styles of dresses and jumpsuits and just all kinds of nice formal wear.
Listen, I think a consignment shop for formal
Oh my
wear makes so
gosh.
much sense because you pay hundreds of dollars
Hundreds
for these dresses, and that you don't ever wear them again.
Wear 'em like
Absolutely,
once.
swap out.
And I'm telling you, I highly, highly recommend that you swing by there, stop in and see. Obviously the inventory is going to just kind of, rotate through. Her number is 606-739-5277. And I know that Miss Gail would be more than happy to help you find the perfect gown. And she also does layaway.
So, really?
Yes, ma'am.
So
layaway.
Okay, so there'll be a winter dance coming up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there's prom and there's these
Yeah.
snowflake dances, but definitely check her out. You can Google it. It's just Angie's Formal and Pageant Wear in Catlettsburg.
Okay, Angie's Formal. Okay,
Yep.
her name is Gail.
Her name is Gail. She named it after her daughter. She does layaway. She only takes check and cash because the ATM or the merchant fees just eat her alive.
Yeah.
So, but absolutely go by, tell her that the lady from Watch for Deer podcast sent you, because I told her. She was so sweet. We had a conversation and she was so sweet. She was like, this is my busy season. She was like, I don't really get much in the off season. So go check her out. She's amazing. She's so helpful.
Hopefully she'll listen. And hi, Gail. Does she have any wedding dresses or bridesmaid dresses or anything
I don't
like
know.
that?
I mean, she has, and it's all like she's just got dressing rooms. Like there were so many.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty impressed with the amount of dresses that she had.
Okay, one thing I
in
will say
various
about
sizes.
consignment shops, like a lot of them, like Plato's Closet and
Yeah.
stuff, they're by sizes. So do you have to go through really go through it, or
No,
is it like
she
by
has it
size?
separated. So when we walked in,
So like I'm a size 12. Do I
She'll-
have to go to a rack and go through every single thing?
she has them sorted by
Okay.
will be like 8 to 10s or
Nice.
12s to 16s
Okay.
or 0 to 3.
Love it.
So
Love
super
it.
super organized. Love it.
Good
It's great.
prices?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And are you getting anything for saying this?
No.
Okay.
No, I just really enjoyed her.
So that just makes it more
and
honest.
She's super.
Not
she's
getting a
super
thing.
Great.
You
Nope,
didn't
not
get a
a
thing,
because we
getting-
don't get nothing.
That's not true.
We don't get nothing.
That's not true. We get wine sometimes.
We do get one.
Yeah.
We did get one.
So, anyways, I want to talk about another thing. I'm watching Wayward on Netflix,
Seen it.
and she watched it. I've got 1.5 episode left, and I love it. And you hated
I
it.
did when Netflix asked me to rate it, and I put did not love or did not like.
All right. Well,
I was
watched
just
it
so
far.
invested. I've watched it the past 2 weekends that I had to finish watching it. I was like, yeah, not really.
Well, I finished the Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Like I finally finished Ed Gein, And you told me, if you've not watched Ed Gein
On Netflix.
you actually probably need to. Just because, wow.
It is a lot.
But at the end of it, like the last 2 episodes, and you told me this was going to happen, Ryan Murphy, the writer, producer, director, whatever, he tries his best to make us feel sorry for Ed Gein.
Yeah.
He tries to make you feel sorry for Ed Gein. I'm going to say 75% of the crap on that show is not real.
No.
And I know this because, like, while it was happening, I was Googling, like everybody. You know, you see this, you start Googling. I'm like, well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. What they've done is they've taken the Ed Gein character, what he did, and then just mashed it up into this story of where you try to feel sorry for this
fictional guy. It's just, and that's why I told you our last episode, I said he is on my list to do, so I did up it, and that's a great segue because we're going to cover Ed Gein today.
Yeah. So I did not look him up or whatever, but I did look up some stuff. But we're going to tell you, or Lisa's going to tell us, the true story where you don't feel sorry for Ed Gein.
I promise you won't feel sorry for Ed Gein.
No, because if I'm not mistaken, I read where they couldn't prove it, but he killed a 14-year-old girl.
So we're going to talk about that. There's a lot to this story. And after watching it, after I finished it, I was like, yeah, this is so bad. Because a lot of people watch Netflix. They don't read a book. They don't research. So I don't want people out there thinking that,
oh, poor Ed Gein.
Poor Ed Gein, my ass.
When he definitely killed 2 people, and there was several more that he probably killed. They just couldn't
pin
it on him.
They couldn't prove it.
So please tell me the story of Ed Gein and let me get really mad at Ryan Murphy. I'm ready.
Okay, so the show kept me pretty interested, obviously.
I mean,
it was great for cinematic purposes.
For cinematic purposes. If it was not supposed to be based on a true story, this would have been a really good, scary movie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But it
was horse poo.
It had a lot of inconsistencies. So, again, this story, Ed Gein's story, has inspired so many of the depraved characters in the film industry.
Well, why don't you take one more drink? Because I've not seen you take
slur.
Drink.
Not see me slur.
It'll make you feel better.
So, they had inspired Norman Bates. That character was based off of Ed Gein.
I don't even know. Like, I know who that is. Is that guy from Psycho? But I've never watched it.
Okay, he inspired Psycho.
Is Norman Bates not Psycho?
I've never watched Psycho. I've watched Norman Bates or The Bates Motel. It used to be on Netflix.
I think that's Psycho.
It might be one and the same. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was Leatherface. Mm-hmm. That was Silence of the Lambs. It was inspired. Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill, was not only inspired by Ed Gein, but also Gary Heidnik. Now go see episode 38 of Heidnik's Harem. Where he dug into the floor of his basement and held captive, I think it was 3 or 4 young women. So that character, Buffalo Bill, is a combination of Gary Heidnik and Ed Gein.
Did Buffalo Bill ever say it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again?
That's that character.
I know, but did he actually say that?
No, there's not even a real Buffalo Bill.
What?
There's not a real Buffalo Bill.
Oh, he was, okay, never mind. He was a character, just like there was a real Leatherface.
Correct. He was a character. Buffalo Bill was a character.
I just never watched any of these. I just never watched them. Now, I did watch Silence of the Lambs forever ago. Because
I love Silence of the Lambs.
Me and Beach, like in high school, I would say, hello, Clarice.
Yeah. I love
when it came out. But it's been so long, but I love Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster was in that, and I think they did a great job.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I have not seen Psycho. I should probably watch it.
I don't want to.
Now, while Gein is labeled as a serial killer, he really only actually killed 2 women, Bernice Worden
they could only prove.
and Mary Hogan.
They could only prove.
Allegedly. They could only link him to 2 women. Now, Ed's mother, Augusta Gein, immigrated from Germany in 1870.
Gosh, she was a turd, wasn't she?
She was a turd.
She
was a real-life turd.
She was a real-life turd.
That was real. She was a real-life turd. Now, the family had originally settled in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Augusta was a product of strict Lutheran parents. She demonstrated a fanatical adherence to the holy text, and she was 20 before she found a suitor in that of George Gein. Mm-hmm. George was an orphan who had lost his parents and an older sister during a flash flood. George was he was raised by his Scottish maternal grandparents, who weren't really affectionate. And you have to realize that back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, parenting was a lot different. You had kids to work on the farm.
Yeah.
It wasn't for affection. It wasn't because, I want to have kids and all the joys of motherhood. It's like, I need these workhorses.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It was totally different.
That's the reason kids didn't go to school all the way through. Like, they were lucky
they were
to get
working
a
on the
fifth
farm.
grade graduation.
It was livelihood. A big
Yes.
family meant a good livelihood.
Yeah.
So these grandparents didn't really focus on affection, obviously, but they did focus more on discipline. Now, George finished elementary school, and then he was given an apprenticeship with a blacksmith, which he hated, absolutely despised. Later, he moved on to consuming entirely too much alcohol. George was actually introduced to Augusta by Augusta's cousin Fred. Although a very, very unlikely pair, for some reason, the two were drawn to each other. Many think that it was the large family that Augusta had that attracted to George, because he'd missed out on that big family love.
Yeah. I believe Augusta missed out on that big family.
I think so too. Now, looking back, it could have been that Augusta was so strong-willed, and she seen the weakness and the self-pity that George had, and she knew that she would be able to bend him to her will. Living with Augusta was rough. She was a domestic tyrant who consistently bullied and belittled George, and that only drove him further and further into the bottle.
Yeah.
Augusta desperately wanted to raise a pious, God-fearing woman, as the nation was in a lack of thereof. Mm-hmm. She thought all the women in her area where she was living, in her neighborhood, were just
whores,
sluts, Jezebels.
Yeah, that's literally what the woman
down
thought.
On every single person.
Yes.
They were not good enough.
No, they weren't holy enough.
No, at all. Now, she laid with her husband in hopes that a baby girl was given.
I really like how you said she laid with her husband.
She laid with her husband.
She laid down beside of him.
They had coitus.
Hate that word.
Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I love Big Bang Theory. So they had coitus, and they had Henry Gein, January.
You said January.
Hold on. Let me take one more sip of this wine.
Yeah, January. What was his birthday?
January 1. No, January 1. He was born January 17th of 1902.
Oh, 13 days before my birthday.
Still, she was not satisfied. So, she had coitus again.
One more time.
She prayed on her knees for the beautiful, pious baby girl that she wanted so badly. Mm-hmm. And August 27th of 1906, she gave birth to her second son, Edward Theodore Gein.
Eddie Gein.
Oh, Eddie. Now, being the baby of the family, Ed took to his mother and grew up to be a very sensitive young boy. Henry nor Ed seen much of their father, except when he would occasionally trample through the door and use his leather belt to set them straight. Living in the 2-story farmhouse that was located 6 miles from Plainfield suited Augusta just right, because she looked down on the town and its inhabitants, and she just thought they were just morally despicable.
Yeah.
I mean, the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm. While she sat up there on her high horse.
On her high horse, yes. During school, Ed loved to read, especially the morbid and the macabre. Tales from the Crypt, headhunters, books talking about cannibals, all the horrible things that the Nazis did to the Jews in the concentration camps. All of this fascinated Ed. Ed kept all those materials from his mother because he knew exactly what her reaction would be. Living in solitude with access to this type of literature was a huge red flag. Ed wasn't allowed to make friends at school, and although he was different, he wasn't really bullied as much as one would think in school. I read, and I'm going to quote my sources at the end, I read 3 different books, and it said that Ed would be at school, and he would be so excited and make a friend, and he'd come home, all excited and tell his mother about his day, and she would scold him and yell at him. And he would have to go back and completely ignore that kid because she made him feel so guilty and so isolated for making a friend.
So can we say that a lot of not saying what Ed did, there's any excuse for it whatsoever because he was a grown man. But can we say that Augusta is the one who traumatized him to the point that he didn't really even have the moral compass, nor maybe the guilt or whatever,
there's a saying in true crime. It's nurture versus nature.
No, that's not true crime, that's everything.
But he was not nurtured.
Yeah,
he was taught that the world is evil.
Well, he was, and he was abused. He was abused
mentally and physically.
Yeah, still does not give an excuse for what he did, because my Lord have mercy.
You can feel sorry for the kid. I feel sorry for the kid.
Child.
But after I talk about what actually happened, the true parts of the Ed Gein story, you are not going to feel sorry for him.
I don't feel sorry for him at all. You haven't even told me yet, and I don't feel sorry for him. But I do feel sorry for the kid.
The kid, it's very tragic.
I feel
very, very
sorry
tragic.
for little Eddie Gein.
Little baby Eddie Gein.
Yeah, no. But the rest of it, no.
Now, as time went on, the Gein's farm was barely sustaining them alone, regardless producing enough goods to sell. Refusing to run into town for provisions, that job was handed down to Henry and Eddie. Before they would depart to go into town to get these provisions, Augusta would rant and rave and give them strict instructions about avoiding everyone in town other than to just do their business. Keep away from those women and their powders and lipstick who were the spawn of Satan himself. Like, seriously?
Yeah. Could you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine, but her husband George, and you were like, they laid together, and wow. That wow. I'm not going to go any further than that, but really.
I mean, I don't know. Now, after being turned down from the Army, ironically not due to mental illness, it was his eyesight, Ed came home and began doing handyman jobs and babysitting. Yes, that part of this story is true. Ed Gein was an amazing babysitter.
Because I looked at that. I looked that up when I was doing it.
He was an amazing babysitter. He was so good with the kids, and he was a great storyteller.
I think it's probably because he had the mental capacity of a child also.
I agree. He could kind of relate on that same level. Yeah. Now, in the film, they showed Ed hitting his brother Henry on the back of the head with a chopped log.
Right.
And killing him. Now, the circumstances around Henry's death are unclear, and this is speculation at best, but it was told that the boys had started a brush fire that got out of hand. They split up to tackle and contain it, and eventually Ed got his side of the fire contained. He circled back around looking for Henry for about an hour, and he could not locate his brother. So at this point, Ed goes to his neighbors and he has them call for help. And when the police arrive and everyone gets there, somehow Ed runs straight out into the field right where they found the body of Henry. Now, the officer that was leading this investigation mentioned that really didn't make much sense to him, especially if he had spent an hour looking for his brother. Upon inspecting the body, which lay in burnt grass, the officer noted Henry was completely unharmed by the fire. There was nothing burnt on Henry.
Right.
The only indication of anything that had happened were bruises on his head that may or may not have been from a shovel.
Yeah. Okay.
So when he asked how he searched for Henry for an hour, and then once the police came to the scene, Ed was able to lead them right to his body, Ed just replied, "Funny how that works."
Your Ed Gein voice bothers me. Funny. It's funny how that works.
Funny how that works. The autopsy ruled the death asphyxiation and chalked the bruising on his head to a potential hit when he fell.
Oh.
When people would give Ed their condolences in town, he'd simply shrug and say, "It's done and can't be undone." That's it. Just no emotion, no grief, no, nothing. No empathy, nothing. Part of the Netflix show that was true was the bitch of Buchenwald.
Yes, the
That's
Nazi
true.
lady.
That's
the Nazi
true.
lady
the
was
Nazi
true.
lady is
Yes.
100% true. Yes.
Now, not her talking on the
not where he's with that radio.
Not walkie-talkie, but what is it called?
It's the radio, the ham radio.
Yeah.
But if you've watched it, again, spoiler alert, if you've already watched it, which you should have, they didn't even have that radio plugged in. This was all his schizophrenia,
Right.
Talking to Elsie and Christina Jorgensen. Something like that.
Those were real people.
They were real people, but he did not actually talk to them. So the bitch of Buchenwald,
Something
whatever.
like that.
I don't know. I'm not German. She used the skin of the concentration camp inmates to fashion lampshades and other various items.
Yeah,
that was 100% true. This is where Ed got the ideas. Now, when he talked about, and I think her name was Elsa,
Mm-hmm.
when he talked about her, like, he would get so excited and, like, become breathless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was so fascinated by what she had done and what was going on over there in Germany. She was the one that had actually inspired him to create his own morbid pieces. The morbid and macabre always fascinated Ed. His mother would face a stroke in which he would nurse her back to health after a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
That was true. She did have a stroke.
Yeah.
He did nurse her. She did get somewhat better. She was bedridden for a while. She come out of that. Now, he loved being able to take care of his mama. Like, he thoroughly enjoyed taking care of her.
Yeah, but I don't think it was I think it was some kind of weird sexual thing. Like, it was weird.
We'll talk about that aspect here in just
it
a
was
few.
Weird. And in that show, when he was giving her a sponge bath, I had to fast forward it. Well, first of all, it took me 2 weeks to watch it because I would watch an episode and my anxiety would be through the roof, and I'd have to stop. That's the reason I can't.
So I don't know if I put it in here, but because we're on the subject of his sexuality, I don't know, and I may have wrote it, but he in the film, they sexualized a lot of him, like having sex with a corpse, necrophilia. They talked about him and, is her name Adelaide?
Yeah.
That is an imaginary person. There never was a female that he went out with. That was all in his...
He did have a friend, though.
He did have a friend.
That he did go roller skating with.
He did.
Like a couple times, but that's it.
But the roller skating part was actually, which I'll tell you here in a minute, but he never, and he claims he never, and again, you can take this with a grain of salt, he never sexually assaulted a corpse because his mother was so hell-bent on... him not having coitus. Women were awful. That she really instilled with him for those pleasures to self-pleasure. We'll leave it at that.
I can't believe that she would even do that.
Yeah. So she in her eyes, she was like, this is better than that. So if, it was the lesser of two evils to her.
All right.
Let's see. So soon after she came off bed rest, she had a massive stroke, and she did pass away due to brain bleed.
But let me tell you this.
That was authentic.
That is authentic.
Yes.
And another thing that is authentic, do you know how she actually had that massive stroke?
I do.
So in that show, they had went to these people's house because they owed them money.
Yes.
And this
$10
man,
for a plot of
some kind of
farmland.
land. The man come out and he's beating this dog to death.
Yes.
And this woman
comes out.
runs out of the house.
She does.
And Augusta gets so upset. And in the show, it almost makes you feel like that she's upset because this guy's beating the dog to death.
But it's not.
But that's not what happened. She's upset because this woman runs out of the house and they're not married.
Well, not only that, she's not married,
Yeah.
and she is upset at the way the female is treating the male.
Yeah. I mean, he's beating the dog. This happened.
That was an actual situation.
That's an actual situation. He was beating the dog to death.
Yes.
That woman is screaming, "Please don't beat my dog to death." And Augusta pretty much
She's like,
goes,
"You Jezebel!"
Yeah,
and she
drops
just lets
dead.
in.
That happened.
That was legit.
Massive stroke, drops dead over that woman being a Jezebel.
Yep. Enlightened Weight and Wellness offers comprehensive wellness services to help their clients maximize weight loss, balance hormones, and promote general well-being. Blending traditional medical treatments with natural and alternative therapies empowers their clients to become the happiest and healthiest version of themselves. Located at 3665 U.S. Route 60, Suite C in Barboursville, West Virginia. Call them at 304-955-1679 or check out their site at enlightenedweightandwellness.com. So obviously Ed was devastated. His mother was everything to him. Now it was him all alone in that big farmhouse. Now Ed, I know in the film it had him going up to the bedroom and all that. He actually boarded up most of that farmhouse after she passed away. Especially his mom's room. He never went upstairs.
Did he actually have a dead body up there in a chair that he talked to and called her mother?
Well, I mean, not exactly, but he did have dead bodies that he was trying to recreate.
Oh, Lord.
He was trying to resurrect his mother. We'll say that.
Can you, what? I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, I really don't. Like, what kind of mind do you have to have? I think your brain has to be Swiss cheese. Mm-hmm. You have to be Swiss cheese. She turned him in to a cheddar. He is a Swiss cheese brain. Could you imagine? And he was,
No.
Hold on. Oh, God, I got the chibbles. I don't like it. Go on.
I like it.
I don't like it.
So Ed started to frequent Mary Hogan's tavern shortly after. He's sad. He's distraught. He's missing his mother. He's lonely.
He's worked real hard digging up graves.
Now, keep in mind, his father was an alcoholic, and his mother had always preached against it. So why was he at a tavern? Doesn't make any sense. He was mesmerized by its owner, Miss Mary Hogan. Mm-hmm. She was a heavy-set woman who strung along cuss words at an alarming rate.
Oh, Ed Gein likes them thicker than a Snicker.
Yes, he does. And she had a very thick German accent, which reminded Ed of his mom's.
Oh.
Keep in mind, Augusta was German.
Oh, see, I was thinking it reminded
also of the bitch of Buchenwald or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So, and I'd say those probably correlate because in that film it shows while he's in the tavern,
Mm-hmm.
he has the flashback of being in the tavern over in Germany.
Right.
And he associated her with Elsa and his mother because
Yeah.
his mother was German.
Yeah. Gein likes a little sauerkraut.
He does. He likes him a little sour. But, so, again, in the show, they portrayed a babysitter that Ed had gotten jealous of and broke in the house and murdered her because she had taken his job. Ed was never tied to that particular crime. Mm-hmm. There was no evidence that it was him that killed this girl.
But
And
they
if I'm
never
not
did
mistaken,
find out who did it.
They never
right?
did.
Mm-hmm.
This piece of the story was embellished for TV. The two deer hunters in the series, they were never found. They were just missing. They could not pin those on Ed Gein.
Right.
So, if Ed Gein did actually murder, we have the babysitter, we've got the two deer hunters, and of course we have Mary Hogan. So that's 4.
Yeah.
But 2 were the only 2 that they could tie
So
him
did
to.
he kill Mary Hogan? Because you've not told us that yet.
You just wait.
Okay.
You just hold on. So, back to the tavern owner. Mm-hmm. That part is true. Mm-hmm. Mary Hogan was shot and killed in her tavern. They discovered a pool of blood with drag marks leading out and away. It would be 3 years, though, before her case would be resolved. So it wasn't like they come in the next day, they find the drag marks, and then like 1 or 2 days later. I mean, obviously it's cinema, but 3 years they could not find Mary Hogan. The townsfolk knew how much Ed loved to sit and watch Hogan, and they teased him about her. One neighbor said if he would have had the courage to ask her out, that she could be at Ed's fixing a fine supper instead of missing. And Ed replied, "But she ain't missing. She's down at the house right now." Of course, nobody believed Ed. Dismissing this comment as a chuckle, they went about their way.
Well, I think that they thought that Ed was, and he was, simple.
He's simple.
Simple, and
Absolutely.
they just kind of laughed it off. That's Ed,
Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie.
Little did they know. Little did they know.
Yeah, and then on another occasion, Ed even replied further, "I loaded her onto my pickup truck."
No, stop. I need you to do your Ed
you need the voice? Okay.
I loaded her onto my pickup truck and drove her home.
Our next victim is Bernice Warden. Mm-hmm. Bernice did own a hardware store with her now deceased husband. Mm-hmm. That was true.
Yeah.
While Ed did ask her out a few times to skate, she repeatedly turned him down and she had no interest in him. So they never went on a date. This was all, again, you have to picture those parts of that documentary. You're watching it as Ed sees it. So you're watching this Netflix documentary through Ed's eyes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I can, but I wish that I would have known that.
Right, and I think if you listen to this and then you go and watch it and you see, because when he's at the malt shop and he asks for 2 straws, there was no Adelaide, but he asked for 2 straws because in his mind he was on a date. There's a lot of sad,
that people
creepy
can think that.
Things that happened. Now, like I said, Bernice thought he was dim-witted and he was a nuisance.
Well,
on the day in question, Ed went in to purchase antifreeze from Bernice. He paid for the antifreeze. Bernice gave him a bill of sale, and he left, only to come back after he put the antifreeze in his truck. Mm-hmm. Now, he told Bernice he was thinking about maybe trading his Marlin rifle for a new one that she had on display there at the gun rack. She let him check it out and turned her head to look out the front windows. She never knew what happened when Ed pulled a .22 shell out of his pocket, loaded the gun, and fired it, shooting Bernice in the back of the head, killing her instantly. Now, Frank, her son, was the one to come back to the blood pool and find drag marks where someone had drug out her body. But the real-life Frank was also the deputy sheriff. Mm-hmm. So in the Netflix documentary, they have sheriff, mm-hmm. and they have Frank.
Yeah.
And there's 2 people that comes in, but Frank was the sheriff. Frank Warden was the sheriff.
Okay, so there wasn't another.
Okay,
because they kind of played it off as Frank was the deputy, and then there was a sheriff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was the sheriff. So he calls for backup, and they arrive. And when the officers came in, Frank held up a store receipt for the antifreeze that Ed had just purchased a little earlier. Now, his capture went just a little bit different as well. Mm-hmm. Ed had actually been having dinner at the Hill family residence after helping them work on a car mm-hmm. that had some mechanical issues. While dining, Miss Hill's son-in-law rushed in talking about the commotion in town. And Ed says,
pretty cold-hearted.
Talking about for someone to do that, to shoot her and drag her, and she's missing.
Could you imagine having that person there at your house and then finding out that it was them? How scary.
That you fed them dinner. Yeah. So he then agrees to drive Bob Hill down to the store to see what's happening, but just before he was about to leave, the police recognized him and they take him into custody outside of the Hills home. So Gein didn't drive up to his house and the cops were there. Now, once they realized the receipt was with the antifreeze, they did go to the home and they did search and they did find what they found. Gein was compliant and he was very adamant that he had nothing to do with Bernice Warden's death. They were confused on how he heard that she had died, though, and he stated that he had just heard it. Not having any evidence of murder because they didn't have Bernice's body at the time, they decided they could hold him on robbery because that cash register that was missing.
Okay.
So upon searching the home, it was in dire need of a good cleaning. Wine break.
1 second, please.
That is good wine.
It is really good.
It is really good.
And it's not strong either. I like it.
No, it's the perfect.
It is. It's perfect.
It's the perfect podcasting wine.
It is.
It's
Winking.
It's the perfect podcasting
I
wine.
hate you so much. My dog just walked by the...
Did you jump?
It just scared me because all I saw was like a shadow scene.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. So, now upon searching the house, these officers are going in this farmhouse, and the smell within the home was awful.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, when I was watching that, I was like, there's no way that girl, you know, when he takes her upstairs or whatever, and she's like, hi, Mrs. Gein, and she didn't turn
All
around and was like, oh,
that's
you've
false.
made Mother mad, and or
All that's
oh, you've
just,
made Mother
all
mad.
that's fiction.
Yeah, and I'm like, how can you not smell that that's a dead body?
Yep. All that's fiction. That was in his eyes. That was from his perception. You know, you think about how cluttered, and I mean, it was cluttered.
I mean, I saw
with
some of the
garbage
pictures
and stuff.
It was
Yeah, it's
disgusting.
nasty.
Besides the fact of like the stuff that he made.
Not only just rotted food.
Are you going to talk about like some of the stuff they found
Oh,
in the house?
yeah.
Because I have a question. I have
Okay.
a question. If you don't talk about it, I have a question. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So
Was there monks in there? Was there monks in that freezer?
let me
Did
get
he have
to it.
monks?
Settle down.
Okay.
Settle down. A coppery scent that reminded the officer of freshly butchered meat.
Mm-hmm.
Searching in the dark, the officer backs into something, and it sent an involuntary reaction through his body. So he's in the dark. They don't have electric. They're using flashlights. They're trying, and oil lamps. You know, they're trying to search this house. He backs into something. His first thought was a deer carcass because it was right after deer season.
Is this in the house or the barn?
This was, and I'll tell you,
Okay.
this was not the case. A decapitated corpse,
Lord.
strung up by the ankles and gutted, had smacked him in the back. Bernice was no longer missing. She had been brutally murdered and butchered and was hanging right in Ed's summer kitchen. Now, I want to explain, it wasn't in the barn, this big farmhouse. When they bought the farmhouse, when Augusta bought the farmhouse, they had this little section that was, they call it a summer kitchen.
Yeah. Are you telling me this? Because my nephew has a summer kitchen right now.
Okay, so
I know what a summer kitchen is.
that's what a summer kitchen
But
was.
you may
That's
want to
where
tell
she
them.
was.
It's a kitchen that is it's very close to the house, but it's off to the house that you cook in the summertime.
Yeah.
So your house doesn't get so hot.
Yes.
Is what it is. It's a
Yep.
full kitchen.
Yep.
It's just a different. It's not in the house.
It's not, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
so that.
Michael has one.
that's-
Michael has a summer kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Bernice's body was found strung up.
Yeah.
Was in the house.
Yeah.
In
They're
summer
popular
kitchen.
back then. He lives in an old house and he has a summer kitchen.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
So, Warden was just the first of many horrors that they would uncover.
What?
The first of the many horrors.
I think you need to.
Bernice.
Well, I think you need to
Horrors.
No.
Horrors.
Yes. 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 No before, but yes now. So try to say that again because that was, I was like, what? How dare you speak so ill of this lady after what just happened? Okay, so redo that whole sentence.
Warden was just the first of many horrors
Uh-huh.
that they would uncover.
Good grief.
Eddie Gein, the soft-spoken bachelor with a lopsided grin, the harmless old man who had acted as a babysitter to many of their offspring, had been keeping secrets. Upon the search of the home, one of the officers picked up a crudely shaped bowl with remnants of Ed's last meal. He quickly threw it down when he realized it was the top half of a human skull. That is real.
Yeah, he was eating it. Oh.
Yes, eating his SpaghettiOs out of a human skull.
They didn't have SpaghettiOs back then.
Now, they also found a chair with odd-colored strips of leather forming the seat. On closer inspection, it was revealed to be human skin that still had some of the fat attached to the underside. Take a moment
You keep looking
and
at me. I don't know
absorb
what you want me
that.
to say.
Still contained fat. Ugh. Now, a total of 4 chairs were found, along with other items that were made from human skin. A wastebasket, a lampshade, a drum, a sheath for a knife, a belt made from female nipples, a shade pull made from a pair of lips. It doesn't define what kind of lips that those were, but we'll just leave it at that. Perhaps the most horrific discovery was that of Ed's woman suit that he had fashioned himself. A pair of skin leggings and a top piece that included sagging breasts of a woman. Dried vulvas, noses, and death masks were also discovered.
So they did find monks.
He did. A total of, I think, 9.
See, that's okay. Here's the thing also. Could you imagine? I just don't understand how he got these people out of graves. How did he get them out of the graves? Listen, I mean, I get it. Ryan Murphy did it from Ed Gein's perspective or whatever, but I am not going to feel sorry for somebody who had 9 monkeys, who had 9 in a drawer.
Yep.
No.
Preserved.
No. I'm
Preserved.
Just no.
Now,
Just no.
when going over and looking at the death masks, one of the officers said, "My God, it's Mary Hogan." What about the other bodies that had been found at the farmhouse, which was estimated now to be around, 10 women? What of Mary Hogan, the one victim who had been identified? Gein's answer caught them by surprise. Now, he admitted to killing Hogan, although his version was almost identical to his telling of the Warden murder. He said that he had been sitting in the bar when his rifle had accidentally discharged and the bullet hit the tavern owner in the head. He said since he was the lone customer in the tavern at the time, he decided to haul the body away and cover up what had happened. As for the other bodies the police had found, he said they weren't murder victims, but they were just corpses he'd stolen from local cemeteries. Gein's M.O. was to follow the obituaries in the paper and find middle-aged women who had recently passed. Then he would visit the graveyard and dig them up, take them back to the house, and essentially play arts and crafts with them. He did say sometimes he would feel guilty and he would return some of the remains back to the coffin. Now, the Netflix show also portrays Gein was a necrophiliac, and again, he was not. There was nothing sexual about this. I mean, he denied it over and over and over again.
Yeah, but he also, okay, so we're going to believe him now?
He stated that the body smelled too bad to do anything with him.
Really? He wore a suit of skin.
There were also rumors of cannibalism, which he too denied.
Yeah, sure he did, yeah. I don't know. I would think that the straw that broke the camel's back would be all those vulvas that were in that drawer or wherever he kept them. And at this point, I think that anything that he said, he's like, I didn't do, I'd be like, hey, you had monkeys in a drawer.
That brings a whole new meaning to junk drawer.
Lisa, this is not funny. This is not funny.
It's not, but I'm just...
Do you think that's where junk drawer came from?
It might be.
You'll never
It may be a term that Gein started, a junk drawer. Everybody's got a junk drawer.
I hate
Now,
you
when
so
you go
bad.
digging through your junk drawer, you're going to think about vulvas.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Scotty, dump the trunk drawer out. It's no more.
Oh.
I just don't believe anything. Like, I think that he probably did kill the hunters, and he probably did kill that little babysitter. And, I mean, I don't think that just because they couldn't prove it back then that he didn't do it because he said that, well, I don't remember that. Well, I don't care, Swiss cheese brain.
I'm going to get into a little bit of his intake form at the state hospital that I have after we finish. Now, the authorities finally got permission to dig up the graves of his victims. The first one they went to was Eleanor Adams. She was a real person. It was next to his mother's grave, and when they dug it up, Adams was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
More and more graves were dug up, confirming exactly what Gein had said. Headless bodies were discovered, just as he told them there would be.
Okay, so do you think that he didn't actually take all the bodies
He didn't
at
always
once?
take all the bodies.
He would just jump down there and cut pieces of it.
He would take pieces. He would take a
hate this
head,
story.
or he would take the whole body, and then he'd feel remorse,
Yeah.
and he'd bring it back and throw the pieces back down in and cover it back up.
Right there, remorse. Right there. Do you hear what you're saying?
just saying.
That lets you know that he knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
He knew what he was doing.
for sure. Now, unable to stand trial, Gein was sent to Central State Hospital, where he was deemed mentally incompetent and had been suffering for years as an undiagnosed schizophrenic.
Oh, I believe that. I believe 100% that man was.
Mental health back then was not on the radar like it is now.
Good thing it is now, because I mean,
Could you imagine? I can't even imagine.
No, Elisa, I can't imagine. I don't even know why you ask me that shit sometimes. You're like, can you imagine? No, I can't.
Oh,
No. No, it bothered me. It about took me out when that guy was pretending to beat the dog's hind end. I dropped dead too.
Oh, gosh. March 20th of 1958, the Gein farmhouse would burn to the ground, and Bernice Worden's son, who was the sheriff, mind you, was not inclined to open an investigation. Whether it was arson or a coincidence, we will never know. 10 years after being admitted to the state hospital on November 7th of 1968, Gein would go on trial for the murder of Bernice Worden. Gein still insisted that her death was an accident.
Baloney.
The judge decided that when her death had occurred, that Gein was mentally incompetent. Therefore, they sent him back to the state hospital for an undetermined amount of time. Ed liked the state hospital. It was clean. He was cared for. He had hot meals. He was safe. He had clean clothes. He had access to doctors, psychologists, medicine. I mean, he was happy there. Gein died of respiratory failure July 26th of 1984 at the age of 78. By then, he was senile and ate up with cancer. He was buried next to his mother.
No.
He was buried next to his mother in an unmarked grave to discourage vandalism. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you the references, but there is this one book, and you guys can check it out. You won't check it out, Sam, because
And they're not
it's
going
morbid.
to either. Nobody else is going to read this.
But the book, The Ed Gein File, A Psycho's Confession and Case Documents by John Borowski, you can go read the interview transcripts with the police as well. In that book, it has very graphic pictures of Miss Worden and her autopsy.
No, I don't want to see that.
I am just going to read a few excerpts from the examinations from the state hospital so that you can get a feel for how he really was.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that. I mean, you're going to do it anyways.
Oh, I'm going
but
to
I
do it
don't need to hear
anyways.
it.
One moment. This was an examination dated December 9th of 1957. Now, when the psychologist is talking to him about the crimes that he committed, he states he complained of memory deficiency, and more specifically with regard to the crimes he's accused of committing. He stated he's unable to recall any of the details of the murder of Miss Hogan, and that some of the things they claim that he said in Madison at the crime laboratory were not true. Now, his opinion of Mrs. Worden is that she was a rather disreputable woman who was known to have a bad reputation. To illustrate this opinion, he stated that prior to the marriage of Mr. and Miss Worden, that Mrs. Worden stole her future husband from this other woman. And this woman subsequently killed herself with chloroform because of this. He denies that he blames Miss Warden for all the girls' deaths, but he also stated he feels Miss Warden received her just with her husband died of some blood disease, and he feels that this was in the nature of a punishment for her. So what he's telling the psychologist is, you know, he was like, she stole some other woman's man. She got what was coming to her.
Yeah.
Like,
as his mom coming out of it.
That was his mama coming out. And then, let me see. Here they talk about his personality. The subject is an introverted, odd, withdrawn personality that has difficulty relating closely to other people. He also has shown some paranoid trends. This is so little. But on the other hand, may have been duped and unfairly used on some occasions because he speaks of doing work for other farmers and not getting paid for his labor. He's passive and somewhat evasive when questioned about the offense and may harbor deep-seated feelings of hostility. He denies ever having had sexual experience and declares that in this connection he was taught the moral code by his mother that sexual experience before marriage was wrong. If a woman is good enough for intercourse, she's good enough for marriage.
You're going to say good enough for me.
In his general reaction, immaturity and shyness are noted. However, a certain cleverness and ability to plan are present.
Yeah.
A belief in spirits is also expressed by him, and he tends to be superstitious. Now, the part in the Netflix documentary where it shows the dead body, they think, the psychologists really do think that he thought he had some power to, by making these items and digging up these graves, that he was trying to keep his mama alive in his mind. That's what that was. So, now, I am going to...
Is this a story that never ends?
No, we're done.
Okay.
No,
like,
we're done. Obviously, go watch it. The Netflix show, Monster Ed Gein. I told you the book where you can go read the autopsy. The other book I read was Unhinged, the horrific true story of Ed Gein, the Butcher of Plainfield by Robert Keller. So that is the true story of Eddie Gein.
That's the true story.
That's the true story.
I think that he probably killed those other people too.
More than likely.
Yeah, I mean, if they couldn't find Mary Hogan for 3 years and he drug her out of there through her own blood, like I mean, really?
Yep.
And I think he killed his brother too.
I think so too.
I mean, I don't think there's anything the man wouldn't have done.
No, I think he was out of his
And
mind.
I really was, like, at the end of it, I was actually a little appalled that they were trying to make you feel sorry for him. And they did. I mean, we're talking the sad music. And the nurses loved him, and you know, and
telling
he was
him about his cancer,
so soft spoken and all this stuff, and I was like, you've got to be joking me.
I told you.
Yeah, no.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you continue to listen to us. Go follow us on Facebook, TikTok. What else? Facebook, TikTok. I don't know.
Spotify?
Spotify. Go follow us on Spotify. That's our platform. Go like and rate us on Spotify at Watch for Deer Podcast. Send us a story or any comments at watchfordeerpodcast@gmail.com. Y'all be safe and watch for deer.